Hello and welcome to part 3. I'm Jeff from Engineering and Manufacturing. We are ready now to try to get that thing out the door. So stay tuned and we'll try to see how we do. Thanks. Okay, well, there's a lip I have to get over and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Okay, here we are. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I may have to go out on the other side and try to lift it. Well, as you saw on that first attempt, that I couldn't lift the wheel up over that bump right there. It's about 3/4 of an inch high. So I went out to the shop and I found myself a 3/4 board and I cut myself a wedge right here. If you can kind of see the wedge out of a 2x4. And then once I put the two together, you'll be able to see here the ramp form. So anyway, I'm going to put that there and we'll give that one a try. Well, after second thought, I made a ramp. You think you can see it there? Let's see if I can push it good enough to get it up the ramp. All right. Let's see, the wheels are hitting a little bit. Let me get closer to this couch. One more. There. Okay, how do we look? Yeah. I think I'll scoot the ramp over a little bit. Okay, well, let's see what happens, huh? Wow. Where am I now? Okay. Ah. Hi everybody. I thought I would tell you a little bit of things that happened off camera right after I got the fireplace pushed out through this door. I came back in and I rehung the door, and then I thought I'm gonna push it on down the driveway because I parked it pretty much right here. But yesterday was raining. It was wet out here. And what I found is every time I would try to push it down here, it would slide this way. And I kept trying to aim it up and it kept sliding and sliding. And I was like, oh my God, it's gonna go right over the edge here onto this grass if I can't stop this. And I couldn't. So I decided to park it right here for the night. And the next day, which is today, this is later in the afternoon, it was drier out, and I was able to wheel it then all the way down, and you can see it. I just parked it right here for now. It's still the way it was, and got to figure out where to put it. I think I might be able to advertise it, maybe get a couple $100 or something. It works fine. Somebody could put it in their barn or something, and with a short stack on it anyway, it should light up real easily then. Anyway, maybe I'll find a pallet. I think I got a pallet over there I can put it on. But that's exactly what happened off camera. Kind of funny. I was really afraid I was going to lose it down the hill there in the grass. All right. See you next time. This is Jeff from Engineering and Manufacturing. Bye-bye. Okay, since I have gotten the fireplace out the door, the next thing I had done, I went to the store today and I purchased a few things that I'm going to need. Let me get the camera and I'll show you. So, I needed some cement blocks. I needed some more. I found 2 or 3 outside, these dark ones right here. Let me get the flashlight as a pointer. This guy here, and this one here, and one of them out here. Since then I bought, they come in halves now, which is kind of nice. So I've got basically 3 blocks right here that I'll use to fill in all out to the line right there. I'll have to cut the wood away first before I can mortar them down. And it'll probably leave some gaps, but I will be able to fill those with some mortar in between. And right now, I'm going to be doing the electrical. So I've used my, hang on a minute, let me put this up here. There, I had my little angle drill, and so all I've done was I bored a hole right through here, you can see. And that's the electrical line right here. And it's going to go through that hole, and I mounted a box inside in here, right here. And so there's the hole that I just drilled. So we'll bring the wire on in, and I'll make sure I can kind of loop it around a little bit to get an extra, and then I'll have to put a plug right here. I measured the cord on the unit. Actually, you haven't even seen it, have you? Hang on a minute. Let me go out into my garage. Okay, here it is with all of the decorative cast iron off of it, and there was a lot. If you want to see what it kind of looked like when I went into the store, you can look at my first video, and it was 500 pounds when they put it in. There was no way I could get that out of the back of my truck by myself. So I took off everything I could everywhere. I must have pulled off 250 to 300 pounds of it right there. And as you can see, I mean, I even took out stuff from the inside, every place I could. I did tell you that it was on a track, and down here you can kind of see there's a bracket here to loosen it from the track. And I don't know if you can look inside, but there's wheels. Anyway, there, I'll lock it back in. So when I'm ready, I'll have to unbolt it from the cart, the pallet here. As you can see back there, it's still bolted to the pallet. And there's the cord right there. That was 7 feet long, so I should have plenty to slide this out. I did have to make my own extra track that I will set up against it when I want to really pull it out. All right, well, there's the new baby right there. Okay, so I'm back in, and I'm gonna go ahead and run that wire through and put it into that box that's in there and mount a plug, and I'll let you see it all when I'm done. You know, it's kind of boring to watch you do it all, but okay. Okay, so here I am inside, And I've already got the wire. What I did was I rolled it around and I anchored it there and came through the box. Now, if you don't know a lot about wiring, and I'm sure there'll be electricians watching me here, but you see one side of this has kind of yellowy copper, what I call them, screws, and the other side has kind of white, silvery looking screws. And you always want to put the hot side, the black wire, to the copper looking screws, and the white wire goes to the silver or white looking screws. And then the ground is attached to the ground down here at the bottom. And another thing, since I wired my whole house, I learned that these screws on this side of the plug turn, of course, clockwise this way. So I want to bend the curve to go with it. So the curve, you can see the top of it's up there. So that way when you tighten, it tends to help wrap the wire around the screw. It won't unwind it. So I bend the black ones up, and then over here you're backwards. They're tightening this way, so I bend the out wire down so that when you tighten it, it tends to wrap around the screw. And since the ground wire is on the same side, I do the same thing. I bend it down, this little candy cane loop, and hook it in there. So that's how I've always done it. And now we were going to have to kind of bend up and bend down the long wires to get them to go inside the box. And that'll require 2 hands. So I will wait until I get it in and come back. Okay, I have now connected the 2 blacks over here on that junction box. And so that must mean this is now hot and ready to go. Let's see. Yep, here they light up. Can't hardly do it looking through the camera. There they go. All lit up and ready to be used. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to have to mix up some mortar and get these 2 blocks stuck down and level with the rest of them. I did put a level on them and they are pretty good the way they are, so I just got to match that one and that one together. Now, let's see if I can get them out of there. Kind of just dropped them in here for now. Yeah, this one I look. There's one. There we go. Okay. I'll have to mix up some mortar. See you later. Okay, we're going to work on this brick in the back first. I just don't have any idea about how much mortar to mix up, but I'm just going to mix up some. We'll see what we get. Dumped in too much water. Hold on, I gotta go get some more mortar. Okay, I thickened it up a bit. Might still be a tad bit runny, but it's not bad. Yeah. sure I get it all off the bottom. Okay. I like to wetten where it's going because I think the mortar tends to stick better. All right. Let's put a little bit on that bottom piece and we'll see about setting it on there. I'm going to go back about the same length as this one. I don't have to go all the way back. There. Okay. Tough on the knees here. I can put a little bit along the edges here. Okay, take this out of here. See if I can't put it down there. Some of it off of here. Alrighty. Looking around. Some fell, but that's the way it is. Yeah. All right, let's see what we get here. Good rock right there. Down this way. Yeah. Real low. There. There. That's not bad. Yeah. What I have to do, I can always build it up here before I put the upper section on. It's just hard to work down in that little hole. Okay. Let's see if I can't put the other one down. Oh. I think I got enough for the bottom. Let's see if I can switch sides with you. There. Okay. Okay. All right. There. All right. Let me wet this guy. Okay, let's see if I can put it down there this time. I don't think I'll worry about, I got it pretty thick down there. I'm gonna see if I can flip it around and put it down there nicely. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I know I knocked my hammer somewhere. I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. How are we looking? Ooh, that's right on. Okay. I almost need a shorter one here. A little on the low, but that's fine. I can add it when I put the mortar on it to do the flagstone. Okay. We'll let those, yeah, that's not bad. Let me look a little lower here. Yeah. Yeah, we're okay. All right. Oh, okay. That is probably going to be it. Thank you for watching. I'm Jeff from Engineering and Manufacturing. We're making some progress. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.